Hello everyone, welcome back to Fun Online Teaching and Learning channel. I'm glad to see you here again for soft skills discussions. If you didn't watch the introduction to soft skills, please do so because there we made a big introduction to soft skills and why they are important and what are they. Today's session is creating presentations because this is one of the things that we use all the time for meetings, for courses, for most of the stuff that we do in life, which is using PowerPoints. So let's start. During the recording, please feel free to contribute to the content and discuss the content below by commenting, and then also bring your own experience and own voice. Let us how we're doing, and just doing that, be mindful to different cultures, religions, backgrounds, and expertise. We are proud to have a diverse community, so let's be mindful to each other. You can find links in the description if there's any video or anything like that in the any resources in the recording. You will find it in the description. One last thing before I move on, please subscribe to the channel and then turn on notifications so you can be notified for the next video. Let's deep dive. Oops. Oh my goodness, what's happening in the slide? What is happening? Oh my goodness. Oops, we're not done yet, I guess. Oh, a lot of animations. So, did anything disturb you in this slide? Is that a good slide? Would you start that presentation with the slide? So I'm kind of showing off my skills that I know animations, right? But it's so much distracting. I'm not a big fan of animations. I use them, but I don't want to overuse them. I don't want to use them too much, and I'll show you why. These are the references that I used when I'm preparing the slides for you. I read textbooks and I read popular books about soft skills and hard skills, and I kind of combine them in my videos. What are we gonna see today? I want to ask you, how do you prepare yourself to your presentations, and I'll talk about how do I prepare myself. I will tell you my approach, which you may want to adapt for your presentations. It's systems perspective, and also we will talk about PowerPoint techniques and with some examples and hands-on activities. Okay, so here's my question: how do you get prepared to your presentations? I'm not only talking about how to type, how to change colors in PowerPoint slides, but how do you get prepared? What's your philosophy in when you're tasked to get a presentation? Let's hear your experience, okay? Think about what worked for your presentation, what didn't work, what failed, what aspect of your presentation failed or was successful. Did you have any mitigation plans? What was the result and consequences? For example, if this is an interview and if you fail, probably you're not hired. Okay, so please comment below with your experience. But let me explain you how do I think about getting prepared to presentations. Okay, so these are examples from my presentations. So let's think about this one. So as you can see, the audience is different in all of them. Here you can see they are adult, here you can see they are kids, and here you don't see them really, but that's fine. The room is different, right? This is kind of a computer lab, and this is kind of a classroom type of stuff. And you can also see, like, we use different screens, right? Here there is two screens, here there's one, but all the computer labs can see what is open here, and here is just a regular LCD screen. And also here I turn my back to screen, right? Here the presenter seems like almost touching the screen, LCD screen, so he is kind of explaining and trying to explain something in detail. Okay, so I want you to think about your presentations to a systems perspective and also a phased perspective, kind of time sequential perspective. Okay, So what do I mean by systems perspective? So in all the presentations, when you're tasked with a presentation, when you have to make a presentation, think about your audience. Who is your audience? Okay, are they elementary school kids? Are they engineers? Are they totally strangers? Are they potential customers? Okay, audience is important because they'll set the tone for your slides. And this is content. How you deliver the content? Will you have videos? Will you have, props? Are you gonna print out something? What's gonna be in your slides? Think about that perspective because that's gonna be very important how you prepare and deliver your presentation. And think about also logistics or physics of your presentation. Where is it? Okay, what building? Which room? Is that a computer? Is it a Mac or is it a Dell? Is it a Microsoft? Okay, do they accept thumb drives or do you have to connect to your laptop? How do you get there? Are you gonna go there with a cab, with a taxi, or are you gonna walk there? Is it your school? Is it nearby? Can you bike? All these things. Is it raining? Do you need an umbrella? Even that is important, right? Because for me, the success lies in between. And what I mean here is think about a presentation. You did great, you study your audience, and you did a great content, but you couldn't find the building and the street, so you couldn't present it. That's a disaster, right? So you have to be successful in three of these at least. So this is even like before you're opening up your laptop and turning on your laptop and opening up the slides, right? You have to think of your audience, mechanics, logistics, physics, and the content and how you deliver the content. Okay, you don't want to miss your presentation just because you couldn't find the building. The other thing I want you to think about when you're tasked with a PowerPoint slide is recognize and prepare for the phases. Let's say this is your actual presentation day and time, right? So there are things that you need to do before in pre, what I call pre, and then there are things that you need to do after your presentation, and I call it post. And then there are things that you need to do a few weeks later, a few months later, which I label it as sometime later that you need to do. So presentations does not start when it starts in the room, and then it doesn't finish when you're done with your presentation in the room. Okay, there are pre-preparation, there are post activities that you need to do, and then there are things that you need to do sometime later. So now let's consider how this presenter gets prepared, right? So for example, from an audience perspective, you already know. From a mechanical physics perspective, look at the dress, right? It's kind of more formal, suit and tie. Here it's a t-shirt. This is kind of casual formal, right? So definitely we understood who is our audience, right? And all the preparation level also will change. Okay, so now look at this photo from physics, audience, and content perspective. So let's look at audience, right? Who is your audience, right? Are they engineers? Are they kids? Are they your potential customers? And what are their motivation, right? If somebody is just sending them there to be there, then they will not be motivated, and your job is difficult. Okay? Are they total strangers? Why they are there? They will have some questions, right? You want to follow up with their questions, and that's why I said post presentation activities and sometime later activities. You need to follow up with the audience. For example, one of them wanted to buy, maybe more interested than others buying your product, so you want to send them an email, an update about your product a few weeks later, right? So are they from your company, school, class? Do they know you? Do you know them? And also think about what is in this for them, right? This is how you can motivate them. If you study your audience, and you can find some relationship, what they are doing and what is the content of this presentation. So what is in this for them? You want to make sure that they will learn something, right? How about physics, mechanics, or logistics, right? Where is the place? What building? How do you get there, right? What is the technology in there? Are you gonna Do you need props? What is your dress code like in the photos, right? Is it gonna be formal suit and tie, or casual formal, or just casual, right? And technology, what's the technology? Are you gonna use overhead mics? Are you gonna use Mac or Microsoft computers? What are you gonna use, right? How are the utilities? Where are they? How long does it take to go to utilities, right? Let's say you're presenting all day, right, or 4 hours. You need to make restroom breaks. If the restroom is 10 minutes away, if you give a 10-minute break, then people will be late, either miss your that session, or they will just not be involved in the session, and you're gonna lose your audience. Okay. Nowadays, it's more important to think about your audience and physics from a hybrid presence perspective. So you may have some audience and participants in the classroom, as well as you may have some online, right, syncing with Zoom. So if you are doing any activity in the classroom, you have to think about how to apply that activity to the people on Zoom, right? So you may want to also, you don't want to neglect the ones that are joining over Zoom. So you want to ask like, hey, Zoomers, do you have any questions? Or you want to instruct them how to ask their questions into the classroom. Okay. How do you get there? What time do you go? Is there a traffic? Are you gonna use Uber, or how long it is gonna take? Is it raining? Is it snowy? Is there a parking? A lot of the times I'm late for, some kind of meetings because the parking lot is full, right? What are the room conditions? Is there one door? How many students will be there? How many participants will be there? That's also important, because you're gonna print out maybe some of your slides. You wanna bring some props. You wanna, do this kind of stuff. So you want to understand the room conditions as well. Is there an LCD screen? Is there not? Do you have to print all the slides? And these are also important. And one last thing is about content. Okay, is what you're talking about is business secret, right? Please, you don't want to share your business secret, so you want to carefully, detail your slides to avoid any business secret. Please include copyright and credit. Okay, the content needs to be interesting and meeting a need or pain of the customer or the participants. Okay, always be ready for questions. What you can do, you can always say, like, you can interrupt me for any questions during the presentation, or you can also say, please save your questions to the last 15 minutes when I'm done, because you may have some of the answers already in the slides, right? So that's a good thing to tell the audience that they are valuable and you're expecting their questions, but just you want to know you want to let them know when they can ask questions. Extra slides, I would always like to have extra slides. you know Assuming there will be questions, you want to prepare some extra slides with data, with some graph, with some more information, with references, so you can jump on the slides if you need to. Okay, usually, always have a 10% of your presentation deck in the extra slides. For example, if you have 10 slides, you want to have one or two extra slides. Okay, and by the way, slides must be yours. You can use someone else's work, or you can use one of your previous work a few years ago, but you want to make it yours, right? Tweak it, change it, make it yours, rehearse your slides. And we will talk about this in the next video when we discuss the presentation of the slides. Okay, but it must be yours. Okay, always include your business contact, because they may want to, they are not interested in the meeting, but when they went back to their company, they may say, okay, now we want to buy this product. So they'll be shuffling your slide. They'll try to find your emails for business contact. Okay, always have a slide for business contact. It's also a good practice to deliver and deliver your business card if you have one. Okay, so now next video will be how we write and create the slides. It's not from a technical perspective, but it's more, again, philosophical perspective, because I want to keep my videos under 15 minutes. Okay, all right, and I will see you in the next session. Thank you.